Here's a scenario I frequently see in the field. I have a development instance of SQL Server and an SSIS catalog installed on that. I have a test instance of SQL Server and another SSIS catalog installed there. I can use Catalog Compare to compare between the catalogs on dev and test. And when I expand this demo, expand the differences rather, I can see that really the only difference is the package version for the provider get file package in the medical data demo project is a version older than the version that's deployed to test. Now keep in mind, SSIS Catalog Compare version 2 does not compare the contents of these SSIS packages, but it will perform a comparison on the version numbers, and version build auto increments every time you save it. So this is not an uncommon scenario. Now you can override version build from inside of the GUI in the SSDT Integrated Development Environment, or IDE. In previous versions, there was a verification you could do on version build that is no longer applicable to the SSIS catalog. So there's no good use case that I'm aware of for tricking the version build property. But once you do this, you can see the differences between these, and there's a couple of options that you have. One of those options is you can script the differences. So I'm ready to promote code from my dev instance to my test instance. I can right-click and I can generate scripts for just the differences, and I can navigate to a folder here. I can use this diff folder, and when I click OK, it should have generated that information. If I go look in that diff folder, I see that the project is different in dev and test, so it generated an ISPack file for the medical data demo project. It also generated the script for the folder because the ISPack file in the SSIS catalog is dependent on the catalog folder. Note too that it created a folder in the file system that matches the name of the folder in the catalog demo, and that folder is inside of a folder with a friendly name of the SQL Server instance that hosts the catalog. I can script those differences, I can execute them against the test server, and I can true up my dev and my test. But I have another option. I can right-click in Catalog Compare, and I can deploy the folder differences. Now I'm going to click this to show you that it asked me, am I sure I want to do that? If I click yes, it will, and that's not what I want to do right now. I'm going to click no. CatCompare is the command line interface for Catalog Compare. We can use it to perform many of the operations that SSIS Catalog Compare, the GUI, performs for us graphically. We can also use CatCompare to automate some of these comparisons and some operations. For example, I can load the catalog hosted on VM SQL 16 in the dev instance into server 0 with this command. And I can load into server 1 the test instance of this SSIS catalog with this command. I can compare them using the comp command. The items that show up with an asterisk at the beginning of the line in the command line interface are the differences. I've mentioned we can use CatCompare for automation. The command line that you see here will start the CatCompare executable. It will load into server 0 the SSIS catalog hosted on VM SQL 16 dev instance. It will load VM SQL 16 test instances SSIS catalog into server 1. It'll perform a comparison operation. It will deploy the folder differences from VM SQL 16 devs instance of the SSIS catalog in the demo folder to the demo folder in VM SQL 16/tests instance of the SSIS catalog demo folder. The last command is exit. Using Catalog Compare, we have reloaded the dev instance catalog and the test instance catalog. Let's execute a compare operation. If we expand the provider get file, we see that the package version in test is now 1.0.58. We see that that version is now 1.0.58 in both dev and test. In this demo, we've compared the versions of SSIS projects and packages between two SSIS catalog instances. We've detected a difference that we want to address, our medical data demo project, and we used an automated command line from CatCompare to not only detect those differences, but deploy changes from our dev instance to our test instance. Thank you.